Hey guys, there's a lot going on with these bailouts. One of the talking points of the "it's not a bailout" crowd is that the FDIC is paid by other banks. So the key here is that traditionally the FDIC only covers the first 250,000. And what they're doing now with these bailouts is they're extending that to all the rich guys as well. In Silicon Valley Bank's case, that means that the tab to the FDIC increases about 30 times to bail out all these rich Silicon Valley types. And so this is not a bailout crowd is saying, well, sure, but the FDIC itself is being paid by the other banks, so this is not a taxpayer thing. Here's the problem is that if you drain the FDIC, so the FDIC has round about $120 billion in it, all right, and there are 22 trillion insured bank deposits in the US. So that is like 0.6%. That is a tiny slice, all right? And if you drain the FDIC to go bail out these rich people, then the question becomes, okay, what happens then when the FDIC runs out of money? And we know exactly what will happen because the FDIC has a standing $100 billion of lending authority from the Treasury. All right, in other words, if the FDIC runs out of money, they just call up Treasury, which is you, the taxpayer. They call them up and say, hey, I'm going to need $100 billion. Moreover, in 2009, Congress passed this act. It's the Healthy Families Act or something irrelevant. In that act, they temporarily raised the FDIC borrowing limit to $500 billion. So there's a very good chance that they're going to do that again. Back then, that was 2009. 2009, we didn't have huge bank crashes. There was one that was a Florida bank that had $5 billion in deposits, a tiny bank compared to what's going down now. So you can be sure that if the stuff hits the fan, they are certainly going to effectively bail out FDIC by going to Congress. Moreover, the thing about FDIC is, remember, FDIC's money did not come out of the pockets of bank executives. Okay, they didn't have to sell their yachts in order to fund the FDIC. The FDIC itself is a compulsory insurance program on your bank account. So you pay around about 0.06 to 0.1% of your bank account every year into FDIC in the first place. So even if they recapitalize FDIC by spreading it out to the other banks, which is not what they've traditionally done, even if they do that, that is still coming out of your pocket. That's going to reduce the interest that the bank passes through to you because they're going to be handing more of your bank deposit money over the FDIC. Now, for comparison, if you own gold and you've got it stored and you're paying the gold company to store your gold, those custodian fees are about the same. They're about 0.1% per year. All right, so this kind of begs the question, why in the heck are we floating this risky fractional reserve system when even just a straight money warehouse system, right? So, just like gold could be custodian, you could like custodian your physical dollars. That would apparently cost comparable to what the FDIC costs in the first place, but we wouldn't have these bank panics and bailouts and inflation and the rest of it. All right, more to come.